The Trinidad Sour doesn't really need no introduction anymore, but just to make sure we're all on the same page, it was created in 2009 by bartender Giuseppe Gonzalez in Brooklyn at the Clover Club. It's one of the very few drinks that use bitters as a main spirit, so no need to say it is very bold and potent, and for that same reason I believe either you love it or hate it. I personally love it, I think it's a great drink, but I can understand why some people don't, so I'm gonna try to change that today. When I was writing down my ideas for today's episode, I realized it would be the perfect opportunity to bring back a series of videos I haven't touched in a very long time on the channel, the Lazy Pro Clear series, where I take a classic, I make it on its most basic form without compromising on the quality, then I elevate it a little bit with some cool tweaks here and there, and lastly, we clarify it just to see how it turns out because it's fun and most of the time it gives something pretty tasty. So without further ado, let's dive right into it and let's make the classic Trinidad Sour. What you're gonna need to make it is of course a bottle of Angostura, and I recommend at least 200 ml of a bottle because we're gonna need quite a lot of it. Then we're gonna need some rye whiskey, and I recommend one that's at least 100 proof to stand up against the bold flavors of the Ango. Next we're gonna need some orange syrup, and lastly, some freshly squeezed lemon juice. So first you're gonna grab your Angostura bottle and remove that little dasher cap because we're gonna need 1 full ounce of it. And when you do this, don't forget to put the cap back on right away because otherwise the next time you're gonna use that bottle, if you just wanna make a couple of dashes, you're gonna hate yourself. Then we're gonna need half an ounce of rye whiskey, 1 ounce of orange syrup, and 3/4 of an ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. I'm gonna add ice and shake for about 10 to 15 seconds. And lastly, we're gonna strain this in a cocktail coupe. For me, this drink doesn't need no garnish. It has a beautiful nose packed with spice aromas, but if you prefer something that's a little bit lighter or more refreshing, you can add a little bit of lemon oil with a lemon zest. It's gonna be pretty tasty. And there you have it, a Trinidad Sour. Cheers. This cocktail is literally a punch of spices in your face, but at the same time, it's beautifully balanced with the citrus and the orgeat. It has a very rich texture, a dry finish because of all of the spices. Speaking of the spices, for me, the ones that come through the most are cardamom, the clove, and the cinnamon that are pairing extremely well with the almond and the orgeat. I really love this cocktail, and if you are familiar with the Trinidad Sour, you probably know already that a lot of recipes call for 1.5 ounces of Ango rather than just 1 ounce, but Giuseppe Gonzalez, who created the cocktail, says that as long as you have all the ingredients in your glass, you can call it a Trinidad Sour. For me, 1 ounce is plenty enough to have all the beautiful flavors from the Ango without making it overpowering, and on the other hand, 1.5 ounces of it just makes it a little bit too much on the spice side for me, and I believe it may be one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like this cocktail. So those are my favorite specs for the classic version of it, but now let's give it a shot with my little Truffles on the Rocks treatment. When I was working at the bar, I was always keeping a bottle of Angostura that was fat washed with something. If you never fat washed bitters before and are wondering why you would do that, well, it's a great way to add a layer of flavor to your bitters, but it's also a great way to make it smoother. It doesn't mute the flavors, it just melds them nicely together. So what it does is you can add double or triple the amount of bitters that you usually use in a cocktail without making it overpowering because it is just super smooth. But because you use more bitters, it also dries the cocktail a little bit more, which is great for cocktails that are a little bit on the sweet side. But aside from that, also because it is so smooth, it makes a great base for the Trinidad Sour. So today we're gonna fat wash our bottle of Angostura with brown butter. So for a bottle of 200 ml of Ango, we're gonna need 75 grams of unsalted butter. We're gonna cook it over medium heat in a saucepan, and I like to stir it pretty often just to make sure it doesn't overcook, otherwise it's gonna give a burnt flavor to the butter. And what's gonna tell you that the butter is ready is when the cooked particles that fell at the bottom of the saucepan are dark brown but not black. Then in a sealable, heat-resistant glass container, you're gonna add your 200 ml of Angostura and pour your 75 grams of melted brown butter on top of it. You don't really need to worry about a little bit of the cooked particles that could fall in the Angostura, but you don't really want to add them because it would give too much flavor to our fat wash. Then you're simply gonna close the jar and leave it resting at room temperature until the fat completely separates from the Ango. That's gonna be your cue to place it in the freezer until the fat solidifies, and once the fat is completely solidified, you can take it out of the freezer and fine strain the Ango through a coffee filter. Then you place it back in your bottle, label it, And this is how you make brown bottle washed Angostura. And like I said before, you can totally use that in cocktails where you usually use regular Ango. You can double up or even triple up the amount. It's not gonna be overpowering. It's gonna add a new layer of flavor. It's gonna dry your cocktail furthermore. It's fantastic in cocktails like Old Fashioned or Manhattan. Really, it's a great weapon to have in your cocktail arsenal. But now we need to make our fat wash Trinidad Sour. So we're gonna need the exact same thing as in the previous recipe, but instead of regular Angostura, we're gonna need our brown bottle washed Ango, and we're gonna add a couple of drops of saline solution. The process is gonna be the same. You're gonna grab your shaker, add 1 ounce of Angostura, half an ounce of rye whiskey, 1 ounce of orgeat syrup, 3/4 ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice, and 5 drops of 20% saline solution. You're gonna fill your shaker with ice and shake it for 10 to 15 seconds. Then you're gonna fine strain this in your cocktail coupe. And for the garnish, I like to grate a little bit of loomies, also known as Persian limes or black limes. It's gonna give a beautiful bright and citrusy aroma to the cocktail, and it's also gonna be a little bit spicy. It may not be the most beautiful garnish ever, but it's perfectly suited for this drink. So now let's give it a try. This really does what I believe needs to be done with this cocktail, so people who are not really into it can start loving it. I mean, it doesn't mute the flavors, it just makes them really well integrated together. Like when I drink a classic Trinidad Sour, I feel like all the spices are super intense and also layered. Like I get the cardamom up front, then I get the clove and the cinnamon. But here, because of the fat wash, it's like if all the spices were making just one, and they're a little bit smoother. And because of the brown butter wash, we add a layer of flavor that tastes a little bit like caramel, and I believe it contributes to making this cocktail a little bit easier to drink. The texture is richer, and I believe it is a great way to make this cocktail a little bit more approachable. Another way to make intense flavors a little bit rounder in a cocktail is to milk wash it rather than fat washing it, and that's what we're gonna do next. So again, we're gonna need some Angostura, rye whiskey, and orgeat syrup, but in this one, for the citrus, I prefer using fresh limes. Then we're gonna need some whole milk or coconut milk. Both will do. They're gonna taste different, but both will do. And we're also gonna need some saline solution. So I made one batch with regular whole milk and one with coconut milk, just to see if one would taste better than the other, and also because I know a lot of you are looking for vegan options. Both recipes were made following the exact same specs, and both of them came out perfect. So you can swap one milk for the other, depending on your preferences. In terms of flavor, both of them are different, obviously, but I would say that the one with the regular milk is a little bit closer to the traditional Trinidad Sour, while the one with the coconut milk is a little bit more tropical because of the coconut flavor imparted in the cocktail, which is actually quite intense, but it works wonderfully. That being said, let's make it. We're gonna make a batch for 5 servings. So in a container, we're gonna add 150 ml of Angostura bitters, 75 ml of rye whiskey, 150 ml of orgeat syrup, 115 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice, and 15 drops of 20% saline solution. Then, in another container, we're gonna add 165 ml of our chosen milk, and we're gonna pour our cocktail over the milk. Next, we're gonna filter it, and my favorite way to do so is to use one large fine mesh strainer, on top of which I've added one layer of rinsed coffee filter, and one large nylon nut milk bag. If you want to know why I'm doing it that way, I recently made a complete clarification guide in which I explain everything, so I'm gonna link the video in the description box below and in the upper corner. So once you have your filtration rig set up, you're gonna pour everything on top of the filter, wait a little bit until everything that's dripping is perfectly clear. Then once you're there, you're simply gonna switch vessel, re-pour the cloudy liquid over the unfiltered mixture, and simply let it filter all the way through. One of the reasons why I'm using this setup is because it is very cheap and also because it's quite fast. This whole batch of cocktail took only 1.5 hours to filter, which is pretty fast for a milk wash. So once you're done with the filtration, you can bottle it and place it in the fridge if you want to keep it cold, but it's gonna be shelf stable, so you can keep it at room temperature. It's not gonna be a problem. But either way, is what I like to do when I'm ready is to stir it briefly before pouring it over a big block of clear ice. And for the garnish, a little disc of lime peel expressed for the oils and placed over the big block of clear ice. Cheers. Of them all, this is most definitely the most approachable version of the cocktail. It is very smooth. The acidity takes a little bit more space than the spices, so it's more refreshing. It's lighter as well, but we don't have to search for the spices, for the taste of the Angostura. It is still very well present, but not as in your face. It's to be expected when you milk wash a cocktail because it really mellows everything by a lot usually, especially what's bitter, and we're using something that's actually quite bitter, so it is very different. But again, it is not muted. I would say it is just transformed in a way that it is very smooth yet extremely complex. I love it, and I hope you're gonna love it too. So my friends, this is it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe before we go, to turn that bell if you want to make sure not to miss the next one. And until then, thank you very much again. Have a great day, and see you very soon. Cheers.